بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمد ونصلي على رسول الكريم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Alhamdulillah, we praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ask him to send peace and blessings on his beloved and our beloved Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I'll just read two narrations today. So I have classes at 9 o'clock, so on Saturdays and Sundays, so I actually can't. So now alhamdulillah, Maghrib is getting earlier, so I've got another presentation in another probably 15-20 minutes to do, inshallah. But I just finished one. We finished a 2-hour presentation for Umrah for a group that's going. Inshallah, Allah give us tawfiq. Inshallah, hopefully going. And then before Asr was nikah. Alhamdulillah. Busy day, busy afternoon. Alhamdulillah. So this is just two riwayat, inshallah, I'll read, and they're very important. So we read about the riwayat about those people when the shuhada, they pass away, their souls are in Jannah. And the children of the Muslims that pass away. I said Muslims because Rasulullah was addressing the Muslim. One riwayat mentioned the children of people. And they're in the care of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam in Jannah. So we read all of that last week, and the recording is there if you haven't heard it. This is a chapter on who will be prevented, whose souls from the believers will be prevented. Sorry, brother Nurul Huda. Mabruk, congratulations. I won't be able to make it, unfortunately. I already told Ariq. Inshallah, Mubarak. He's getting married, alhamdulillah, his son. Who will be prevented from, which souls of the believers will be prevented among the shuhada will be prevented from going to Jannah? The general rule is, shuhada, they'll enter Jannah. But which shuhada will be prevented from going to Jannah? So this is exception now to that rule. So in Sahih... So Imam Ibn Rajab Al-Hanbali, the compiler of the hadeeth or the author of the book, he said that the souls of the believers and shuhada will enter Jannah if there's nothing to prevent that, such as major sins or great that deserve punishment, or that they've taken the haqq of people until they're freed from that. So even shuhada, I mean, this is something for us to take note, that shuhada, despite giving their life up, their shahad is accepted. They gave up their life for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They sacrificed their life for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the rewards of shahadat are great. But this fadila, this reward of a shaheed, not is a shaheed, but is prevented from Jannah. The soul is prevented Jannah in the grave, in the Barzakh. So in Bukhari Muslim, the first narration, Abu Hurairah narrated, and this narrated in Bukhari, is that Mid'aman, that he was killed in the day of the person, he was killed on the day of Khaybar. Khaybar is a city near Medina Munawwara, and they all said, قال الناس هنيئا له الجنة, like sort of congratulations for him, successes for him, how lucky he is that he's gone to Jannah. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Bala. Rasul negated it. He said, no, I swear in whose hand is my soul, I swear by the one in whose hand is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that the shamla, the cloth that he took in the day of Khaybar, that he has lit up a fire. Before the spoils of war, the mal ghanima, was distributed, he took something, just a cloth, a piece of cloth. A small piece of cloth. He took before it was that has lit up fire in Jahannam for him. The malu ghanima is specifically severe as well. Like it's its own category in terms of theft. It's got its own severity because malu ghanima is earned through battle. They earned it through battle. That means the Sahaba, they became shaheed radiyallahu anhum. And this not just applies to Sahaba till the day of judgment. The ghulul is a word for in Arabic. The theft that is from spoils of war. In war, imagine one side becomes victorious, but in the process of becoming Muslim, become victorious and gaining, many people died. They became shaheed. They gave their life for Allah. And this is the right of and those who succeeded, the ones that were. And this is the right of the widows and the orphans, and there's rights in there built into it. So, and it's considered the most halal rizq. You know, it's like the most halal rizq is earned through it's through because it requires the most biggest sacrifice, which is throw your life on the line. So by taking that, it's offensive. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, of course through wahi, Rasulullah sallallahu knows, Allah informed him that piece that is he's been held, he can't take, let alone, I mean, imagine our situation. Allah forgive us what we've taken, what we haven't taken. Allah forgive us if we've taken anything without knowing or even knowingly, mistakenly. This is serious. Huquq of others is serious. This is the most severest because of what they were engaged in. Sumr and Jundub radiallahu anhu narrated, Imam Ahmad and Abu Dawood, Nasa'i and others have, with different wordings, have narrated this hadith, that he has narrated that we prayed with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, is anybody from such and such a tribe? Is anybody, Rasulullah asked, is anybody from such and such a tribe? Nobody answered. Then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then in another riwayah mentioned he asked twice, and then a man asked. He said that so and so, as a such and such a person, he's been held back from Jannah. The soul of, he's a shaheed, whose soul has been held back from Jannah, because that's the reward as we read in the previous chapter, because of a debt. Because of a debt that he owed to somebody, a right for somebody else that was not sorted out. It was not left in the will that I owe such and such amount of money, so they'd take it from the thing. That's why even those who go for Hajj, inshallah give us tawfiq, that those who go for Hajj or safar or travel, you're supposed to go to the creditor and ask his permission that I'm going on a journey for Hajj. If you owe money to the person and you're doing a 10,000, I don't know what it is now, Allah forgive us, but how much it is at the moment, but Allah forgive the Hajj operators, not me, I'm not a Hajj operator. But it's like 10 grand now. Now you're saving up 10 grand and he might need the money that you borrowed from him. Maybe he's in a bad way, he needs the money. So you're putting that person now. And if you die, if Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam didn't inform them, like if no will is left, no one knows, no witnesses are there, it's between the two individuals. Now how is this going to be possibly paid? He was fortunate. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, anybody from that family, a tribe, is a family, is there anybody there? He goes, either you save him, like you pay as a ransom, he's been held back from Jannah, or if you want, hand him over to the azab of Allah. He put the obligation on the tribe, on the family, on the extended tribe is extended family basically. So today we don't have that sort of structure generally, but it's like a big family. A tribe, a qabila is a big family, extended family. So he said, if you either you suffice him for that, you ransom him, you pay him off, or if you want, hand him over to the azab of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is there's more hadith, inshallah. We'll continue reading related to the same topic. So this is, we know there's the rights of huququllah, the rights of Allah, and there's huququl ibad. Huquq, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive his rights. He will forgive his rights. Ghafur Rahim, he will forgive his rights. But huququl ibad are liabilities that will remain on the Day of Judgment. And unfortunately, those liabilities will be paid from good deeds, because that's the only currency of the akhirah. There ain't no crypto there to help you on the Day of Judgment. There's no cryptocurrencies, there's no fiat currency, there's no gold, silver, there's nothing to help you on the Day of Judgment except for amal. That's the currency of the Day of Judgment, akhirah. Therefore, we should be mindful and clear our accounts and make sure that if anybody's haqq is upon us, and then if somebody's taken our haqq, we forgive them, because this is, if somebody's held back and somebody's suffering, because forgive them, forgive them, and we overlook people. This is not an easy thing to do sometimes, but my ustaz, he said, he's a businessman, he said that my teacher, I think his teacher told him a rule: if you're going to lend money to people, then it's not your job to chase after them. This is how you have to be. If you're lending money out to people, people come and ask favors. If you are going to chase after them and it's going to worry you and stress you, don't lend money to anybody. Don't give money to people, because it's not worth the headache. And if you give, this is their responsibility to chase after you. You should have that type of mentality. Else, why go through all the headache and stress and chase. So it's a rule in life, he said. And then he said one guy, he borrowed money from him, large amount of money. He goes 30 years hasn't paid me back, 20 years hasn't paid me back. He said, I told one of my teachers once, when he was studying, I think he said that I told one of my teachers, and he said for every day that he doesn't pay you back, that is written as sadaqah for you. So the inconveniences of these things, there is dunya, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is dealing with mu'min, with the believer, is always khair. And the inconvenience caused by the slave, if you make sabr with it, then even that's repaid as well. But as a attitude and how we go about loans and hand out loans or give money to people, share money, we loan people out money. I don't have anything to give you, sorry, just let you know in advance. I'm too poor for that. But so don't come and asking for anything. I'll just give you a disclaimer. But if we are going to give money to anybody, then it's their responsibility. If we borrow money, then it's my responsibility. And Rasulullah ﷺ said that the delays by the person who has the money, especially when you don't have the money, you try to apologize, ask forgiveness, say I'll try my best. But the delay by the person who has the money is dhulm, is oppression, is wrong to the person who lent you the money. These are the words of Rasulullah ﷺ, meaning more or less that matul ghani dhulm, that delaying in repayment, if you have the money and you're not paying the person whose haqq, like you have to pay, and you have the means to do it, then this is zulm, this is wrong. Sometimes like some of the, subhanallah, these things are these are serious matters, financial matters. Inshallah, we'll go through them. I mean, if it's shaheed, it's not a small rank. He's died for Allah, in the path of Allah, gave his life up. It's a desire of every believer, mu'min. But even that's not enough when it comes to the rights of the other people, that's not enough to protect him from, as Rasulullah ﷺ said, from the azab of Allah and from the being deprived of the sweetness of Jannah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from that. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to sort out our financial life, our finances, individual, even economics and countries and how they run, that's a different thing. But at least on an individual level, Allah give us tawfiq. Mufti Taqi Usmani, I think his father said that, Mufti Shafi Sahib, and if I remember, Maulana Shafi Tanvi told his father, Mufti Shafi Sahib, Mufti Pakistan, told him that find a way for the Muslims to help them in their mu'amalat, their business dealings. Teach them. People don't know that that's actually part of deen. Someone complained, I mentioned this before, but complained to my father, can you tell him, Khalid in khutbah, because can you tell him stop telling, he's talking about dodgies and tax dodgies and this, tell him to tell people, get him to tell us nice stories. Tell him nice stories, entertaining stories. He's talking about haram in business and haram and it's not my words, these are serious matters that Janazah Rasulullah ﷺ is mentioning. These are serious words. He said, just tell him because my father got really angry, he's bewaquf, he's stupid. He doesn't know that there's halal and haram in business, in money. It's a big part, so serious that even shahadat, the benefits of shahadat are lost to a person because of debts and because of not repaying debts and not because of taking something that is not a right. Subhanallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us understanding and tawfiq to practice. I've got 1 minute left. I've got another class. Inshallah, Allah give us tawfiq to practice. Subhanallah bihamdi, subhanakallah bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wa salamun ala al-mursaleen. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.